Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morrisman, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. And today I'm going to do a short video per request from one of my subscribers. I appreciate the comments and the support. And the question is this, and I'll read some of his question. It says, Morrisman, can you do a video about the various ways in which you personally go about writing original songs? I think that is one of the unsung topics as far as guitar lessons are concerned. I know some people are poets and they write their lyrics first and then they come up with the music. Others come up with little good, cool guitar parts and just various ways of creating. And I guess I'm going to kind of walk you through my process, because no two musicians or songwriters write the same. Inspirations are different. Some people are more versed in doing certain things better than others. But I think the way that I started out was I used to look at the liner sheets in those albums, and I look at the lyrics, look at the chorus, the verse, the chorus. So that's how I kind of learned structure of a song quickly. I'm looking at this and I say, okay, the verses, which are usually 3 verses, they convey the story. The hook just repeats a phrase that people remember. So, I use a lot of stuff that I used to see in everyday, situations to build my way of writing, because the way that I write is kind of unique. And the reason being is I play several different instruments. So sometimes when I get a brand new bass, you're inspired by the new bass and you just playing the bass line that you come up with. Then you kind of put down a guitar part, then you come and put down lyrics. Sometimes I'm playing the piano. I come up with a lot of, chords or melodies, because in the 90s when I was really doing a lot of writing, I wrote 90% of my stuff on keyboard. I love the synthesizers and the fact that you can use creative and different sound patches to create these different moods and environments and feels. So it tends to vary, sometimes I might come up with some lyrics first or melody. Then I sit down with the piano or the guitar and kind of map out chords. But I think as far as when it comes to songwriting, and this is just my personal opinion, and that's all it is, because I can only speak for myself, is the more you do anything, the better you get. If you keep playing your guitar, you get better. If you keep writing lyrics, they get better. Because I remember the very first song I wrote was called "Things Are Changing," and according to your message here, I agree with you, because my subscriber said that when he was kind of dabbling with that, he would fall into the trap of the guitar chords. The melody is following the music, and I give you a good example of that. Michael Jackson's "Smooth Criminal." That was the music. That was also the melody. So they were the same. And the very first song that I wrote was called "Things Are Changing," and it was the same thing. The music was dictating, or the melody dictating what the melody was doing. And that's okay sometimes, but you don't want to create or be consistent with that kind of writing, because that's kind of annoying, or for lack of better words. But you want your melody to be totally independent from your music. But the best advice I can give anybody as far as songwriting is it's something that you just keep dabbling and you get better. I don't really think that there's a class that can teach you to be a good writer. It can kind of map out the technical things as far as what are you going to be writing in the verse, because this is the verse, here's the chorus. It can give you those types of recommendations or lessons, but everything comes from here. You can't teach this. It has to be nurtured, and it gets better. Because people ask me, who still amazes you as far as musical? Because when Prince came onto the scene, he blew me away. But after Purple Rain, Prince fell off. All that other weird stuff. And I wanted to do my own movie, because Purple Rain was a masterpiece. They went and got writers, got directors. The second movie, Under the Cherry Moon, Prince said, I'm going to do it myself. It was awful. It was just simply awful. And Graffiti Bridge was even worse. So you kind of got to know where your expertise is and stick to it. Because some people get an ego and they think that they can do everything by themselves. I can write and direct and all that. And some can, but most can't. But you can't teach feel. Feel just comes from here. You got to keep nurturing it, because, again, somebody asked me, who is an artist that has just keep blowing your way? R. Kelly. R. Kelly been in the business for about maybe 20 something years, and he still write great songs. I mean, even though they're three chord songs, but they're effective. And what I love about his writing is the melodies are good and the lyrics. Because after a while, because the hardest thing to do as far as the songwriting pool to me is the lyrics and melody. I can sit down and write music all day long, literally, but when it comes to the melody, the bridges and changes, that takes, some sit down time with pen and paper and just say, hey, does this make sense? Let's scrap that word. It rhymes with this, but it doesn't work. And you just keep doing it because it normally take me maybe 2 to 3 days to write a really good song because the music is already there, but I'm working out the lyrics, or should I say the verses. Because a lot of times the hook comes first. Not all the time, but some of the time. So you got to write a story that matches up with the hook. That's why I encourage guitar players to pay a little attention to playing a little bass. Not to go out there and be a Louis Johnson or Victor Wooten, but enough to know where the notes are at and you can hear them when you listening to your favorite record. You can map them out and play it on your bass, or use your guitar as a bass if you don't want to play the big strings. Just play the bass line on your guitar, because the more instruments that you can play, the more writing you can do. Because again, I write sometimes on piano, sometimes off guitar, sometimes off believe it or not, drums. Sometimes I put together a beat. Either I'm playing it live or I'm playing it on a drum machine. Then I play a bass line on top of that beat. Then I start laying keyboard chords and parts. Then I start working my lyrics. So again, the answer to that question, it varies from person to person, but only thing that I can say is keep practicing, you get better. Trust me, you get better. Because you get to a point where you think you can't get no better, and it's like, no, you learn something new just about every day. I'm a better guitar player than I was actually 24 months ago, and I was a pretty decent one at that time, so if I keep playing, I actually will get even better, and it's just amazing that the learning process doesn't stop until you're taking a dirt nap, and then, it's over for this planet at least, or this spiritual plane. But I'm not going to ramble. The only thing that, again, I can say is keep practicing. If you're a guitar player, keep playing guitar. Sometimes use records, and I do that a lot as my inspiration. I hear a song and I come up with something that's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar, and it was inspired by that song. So again, there is no one set way of writing. But, if you're weak in your lyrical part, get a guy that can write lyrics, because a lot of times the best writing groups are teams, 2 guys, or 3 people, and one will handle, the lyrics, the other one will handle the music. But I write mainly by myself because I look at my song projects as my babies. And when I'm writing lyrics and you got people that will co-write lyrics with you, and I'm like, you really don't know where I'm trying to go with this story, so it's kind of hard for somebody else to come in and put lyrics in that don't really kind of fit the mood or what I feel up here, and feel here, so it tends to vary. For me personally, I can write my lyrics by myself. I can write all my music. I mean, I can write the piano, the guitar parts, the orchestra, the horns, all that stuff, the string arrangements. That's because for many years I've been playing various instruments, and it pays off when you at least can try to play 2 instruments, because, a lot of times, you become much valuable when you're a guitar player, but you also play bass, a little piano, and drums, and you get people to call you and say, I need you to play the bass line on these 3 songs on stage, in concert in a week or so. Can you do it? Not a problem. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. And in the future, if you guys got any ideas as far as what you want me to kind of talk on, not a problem. Till next time, take care. Thanks for watching.